Hey, welcome to a Map Business Online video presentation. I'm going to talk about importing just simple list of zip codes and then showing the count by zip code area on the map. The first thing I wanted to do was just share with you what my spreadsheet looks like. It's real simple. You've got a column for zips and a column for contacts. Could have other information in there, and you could have lots of other data that you could import in, including states and addresses, all that kind of stuff. But all we want to do right now is import that zip code list. So the first thing I'm going to do to get my data imported is plot it. So I find where it is on my laptop and import it in. Bada bing, bada bang. I really don't have a lot of processes to go through because I've only got two columns. So I'm just going to click the word plot and bada bing, bada bang again. They're all on the map. So here's my data window popped up. It's got all that information on there and it has plotted points on the map view. You can see all of the points for these different zip codes are on the map. Now I have here my map and data tab or box or whatever you want to call it, and it is open, and if it's ever closed you can just find it by clicking that little arrow right there, and I can turn on my zip code layer. So now you can see this dots on the map are on the zip code, and each dot may represent multiple contacts. And so if you click on them, there they are, but they will all just plot in the middle of the zip code at the same spot, because that's all we did was you just gave it a zip code, it puts it in the middle of the zip code. But if I uncheck it and get rid of the dots, I can just work with the actual zip codes individually, and I can click the color code map button up here, and I can click next, having selected the zip code layer. And then there's my data already pulled up, but I could have navigated to select it. And Map Business Online immediately applies the count function. You could get other data out of your spreadsheet and color code by that, but let's just go down here and color code with 3 ranges. You can do up to 100. I just want to keep it simple. You can see Map Business Online tells you the most contacts I have in any zip code is 6. That's what that 6 means right there. And I'm just going to do 3 color code ranges here. So I'm going to go 1 to 2. I'm going to go 3 to 4. And we're going to go 5 to 6. So it's pretty simple. And I can color code it in a bunch of different gradations or use various colors, or I can actually put my mouse into the box and choose whatever color I want. I'm just going to go with this, and then if there's no data in any background zips, I'm going to leave those hidden. You can choose to color them if you want to. So let's just click done. Now there we are. So now we have only the zip codes that we've impacted by our spreadsheet, and we've got a little legend that's associated with that information. And I could change that legend to reflect zip, let's say zip codes with contacts. And we can consolidate, which is always a good idea. So now we have a legend that makes a little bit of sense. What else could we do? Well, we could hover over that layer, click that little edit gear, and we could adjust, for instance, the background border of the zip codes. We can change the transparency of the zip codes, which might be kind of neat. And we can also go in and look at the labeling. So I could format the labeling. So the first thing I would do is make sure that my zip codes are showing up at a nice zoomed out level. I'm getting all of the information that I want. And you'll notice I actually have some formatting on this label here. The auto label is this zip code label that you're seeing here. Custom label is when you hover over the actual zip code itself, and I'll just show you custom label, and something pops up. So that's the custom label versus the auto label. which is the little label there. So let's go back in, again, label. I'm going to take another step here on this. I'm going to make it a normal size. I'm going to get rid of the shadow, which I don't think is helping me out much. I'm going to make it centered, and I am going to stop the italics nonsense. I don't know what that's all about. Then I'm going to go up here and format the auto label so that I include, you can see I've already got from data that's part of Map Business Online, that's what general is. I've already assigned place name to the first flexible field. You can see Georgetown, Rowley, Ipswich, Rockport. And then I'm going to go to the data that I imported, and I'm going to click count, and I am going to just put CT colon, change the label, and now we've got the count. And that is how I would import a list of zip codes and place a count of the data on the map. I would also work with the zip code layer a little bit to adjust it. I might go back to my color coding functionality and say, you know, I think that the yellow scheme doesn't quite work for me. I'm going to try maybe a red scheme. Click done, and maybe I like that better. It's really easy. You just click back in, click next, try something else. So let's say we wanted to go random colors. We're feeling crazy today. See, they can do random colors. And so it's another way to basically show zip codes on a map. Now you can still put those zip code points back on. They don't really have a lot of meaning when they're just a point in a zip code that represents all of the contacts. You could leave it on, make it smaller if you wanted to. You know, maybe you want to leave it on there and just have it be teeny. You can still read behind that point. It's up to you. Lots of things that you can do with Map Business Online with just a simple list of zip codes. Go to mapbusinessonline.com and take our free trial.